Alright, we are going to work on making a paper mache mixture to put strips of paper mache over our constructed animal. This is just masking tape around the body of newspaper that's been crumpled up. There's no wire, there's no, there's only cardboard for like the little ears, the fins, and little appendages here. That's it. There is not any other wire. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we have flour. This is just regular flour and water, and the recipe for paper mache is very, very loose, which means that there isn't an exact measurement. You're gonna think of mixing flour into the water for a consistency of thick soup. Okay, so it depends on the amount, depends on how large your animal construction is. Okay, so let's start. This is 1 cup here for flour, and then we're gonna measure out a cup of water. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 1 cup in here, and we're gonna put 1 cup of flour, and I have a whisk here. Okay, I'm gonna add 1 more cup of water. Okay, before I dump this, let's just see what this looks like. Thick soup is the consistency. Okay. So, I don't know if you can see that. This is pretty runny. It looks like really runny pancake batter. So I'm gonna put another cup of flour. So there's 2 cups now of flour, and we have 1 cup of water. Now let's see. Oh yeah, it's getting thicker. This is pretty thick. This is way too thick. So we're gonna add another thing of water. Okay, so we have 2 cups of water and 2 cups of flour. Okay, pretty good. Still kind of runny. I'm going to do 1 more cup of flour. So we have 3 cups of flour and 2 cups of water. Okay. And this is looking pretty good. Pretty thick, nice and thick. So you want to whisk it so all the lumps are out. Okay. So all the lumps are out. Ooh, this looks nice. Thick soup, like a puree, I guess. That looks pretty good. We're gonna go with that. 3 cups of flour and 2 cups of water. Now, I am hoping that this is gonna cover this animal. So through the demo, we'll problem solve. If it's good, then we have enough. If not, maybe we have to mix up a little bit more. This was a demo piece that I did earlier. This is a pretty small animal, so I think that this would be definitely enough. This one is in progress, and it is not finished yet, but it's quite a bit larger in size for the wraps that we would have to do for paper mache. So we're gonna see how this works for paper mache for this guy. So there's a couple of different things. This is just newspaper strips, but also I've done this before where you can use old cloth. This is like an old bed sheet, and you can put this into the paper mache. So this is a little messy. So you just dip it in, kind of run it through, squeegee off your strip, whether it's paper or cloth, it doesn't matter, you're doing the same thing. And then you just put it on, so it's kind of like a bandage. You put it on and you just kind of spread it down. Kind of looks the same color as the masking tape. But the idea, the key here is to spread it so it has direct contact with your form with the masking tape, because when it dries, it's going to dry hard, and if it's all crumpled and not laying flat, then that's exactly the texture that you'll have, and usually you want it just to be strips that are flat. Okay, so let me just show you what this looks like. These are all the free papers that come to your house that you usually just recycle. Ads and, you know, even the phone book would work, because most people just recycle that. Okay, so squeegee it and then put it on. So let me tell you a little bit. This is flour and water, so when you're done and you have your bowl, maybe you want to take a break and you're not quite finished but you've had enough to do it for today, wrap the bowl with maybe like a plastic wrap, saran wrap, and put it in the fridge. You want to keep it refrigerated for the next time that you work. Okay, so just kind of keep pressing it onto your form. You can kind of see this better, and you want to have it dry so it's stuck down without lumps, bumps, or air pockets. Sometimes you have to just keep pressing it down. Okay, cover the whole thing, but don't overlap lots of layers on top of each other, because then it won't dry. It will be wet underneath the layer, and weird things will happen. It won't dry right. It might give you some problems down the road. Okay, so the next strip, you dip it in there, squeegee it out, and then you're going to lay it right here. Okay, cover the whole thing, even the little ears, fins, everything, the bottom, everything. Okay, and let it dry. So I'm going to stop for right now, and I'm going to pick up and do another session in a little bit.